Hello. I am going to do a video today on how to stretch your ears, like the basic kind of dealio. So I'm at a 00 right now. Yeah, so there's that. I've been stretching my ears. I started last August, and I started with a 14 gauge. So I skipped 16 gauge because I just had like clear plastic retainers in that. So that was enough to like start stretching. I'm gonna grab my stuff. Okay, so when I was at younger, when I was at smaller sizes, I started out with tapers. So this was my first taper. This is just a 14 gauge taper. There. So I had that, and I was using plugs for a while. And then after that, I went to a 10, and then, oops, an 8 to 6, 6 to 4. 4 is probably the worst stretch for me just because this taper is so much shorter than all the other tapers that I used up to that point. So I don't recommend short tapers at all. And that went to a 2, to a 0. Notice this stupid sparkly thing. To a 00. Most of my jewelry I bought at a local store. Culture Craze, if you're familiar with that. I think it's mostly Canadian, I think. I know in the US you guys have Hot Topic and Spencer's. We have a Spencer's here too. But no, I bought this all from Culture Craze. What else is there? I've ordered things online. So I ordered silicone tunnels at a 0. So this and this. Acrylic abalone and these opalite teardrop. So I ordered those from kingsbodyjewelry.com. Quality wise, I'd say that they're good, but I don't know. For a little while I got super stoked on the fact I had stretched ears, so I started going crazy and I bought a lot of things I didn't need. So I bought I bought silicone, unzipping, hey. I bought silicone and I bought a lot of acrylic stuff. So I've sold or gotten rid of most of that already. So now I am, I usually stick to just single flare tunnels just because I find that it's easier. So ever since an 8 gauge, this is in a 4, but I just get, pick up the next one. I get just single flare tunnels, if you can see that. So these are at a 2, I believe. So they just have the O-ring on the back and stuff. So I've stuck with those up to this point, and they're great. So now when you get to a bigger size, you can usually get double flared plugs. So I liked using gemstone plugs too. So these are just, you probably can't see these very well. Ooh, where am I pointing this to? So these are just amethyst 00, and they're double flared. So these fit really nicely. They're comfortable. When you're buying things online, when it comes to like organics, I guess, you want to be really careful because if you don't buy the right kinds, then you're probably gonna get scammed just because opalite like this, if it's cheaper than $10, chances are it's just gonna be glass. Not saying that's a bad thing because glass is a really good material also, but it's not worth paying like $30 for something that's probably glass. So if you wanted to get any organics, probably go to your local reputable piercer. They'll be able to help you out. They're not gonna sell you a bad product. But if you go to Hot Topic, I'm just gonna say, you're probably not gonna get anything good out of it, especially if it's acrylic. So that's that. It also doesn't come cheap. A pair of 6 gauge opalite. These are just single flared, tiny little 6 gauge. These costed me Canadian, I think it was $50. Like, these aren't cheap. So what? You want stretched ears, don't try to go with it the cheap way, because that's really gonna mess you up in the long run. When you stretch, one thing that you really shouldn't do, that I'm not telling you that you can't do it, people have done it all the time, I just found that it didn't work and it kind of screwed me over, so you should probably avoid this too. With tapers, I don't think that they should be sold with these stupid O-rings, just because that kind of like, people are like, oh, I can wear them then as jewelry. No, you can't wear them as jewelry, because like at this size it's fine, but if you were to wear like a 00 taper, metal taper in your ear, that's gonna pull your earlobe down and you're gonna get some pretty thin spots. So if you plan on going bigger, I mean, just stretch safe. If you're going to a smaller gauge, like if you're staying at 8 gauge, which is what I said I would do, then I don't know, whatever, do whatever you want. Some people take silicone tunnels and they will fold it because they're so squishy, right? Like that. Some people will take them and fold them like that, pop them in the ear and the next size up, and then just let go, and it'll kind of push their ear into forming it. I don't believe in that just because silicone, I've seen it cause necrosis before, so basically your ear starts decaying and it's not cute, so I don't recommend that either. So I don't know. I would say take a single flare tunnel that's clean for a new stretch. After you shower, put on some kind of lubricant, which I will tell you about after. And then you just want to take the taper, push it through your ear, and then right when the taper's through, take the plug and follow it through. So you shouldn't be wearing this ever. That's why for some of the other sizes I only bothered buying one taper. It's not worth buying two because you only use one for each ear. So that's that. And ear lubrication. That sounds bad. So I have used 3 things at this point. When I first put in an order at Body Art Forms, which they are fantastic, you should check them out. But when I first put in an order at Body Art Forms, I bought holy butter. Yeah, it's my favorite. I've used up a lot of it. Like, that's what I have left. So if you don't know what holy butter is a premium ear care cream to maintain stretched earlobes with a natural blend of emollients and moisturizers. And it is vegan. Yeah, it's vegan. So if you're vegan, hey, there you go. Some people got really good results with emu oil. I didn't try it just because you're taking oil from emus. I feel kind of bad about that, so I'm not gonna do that. But this is really good. This is more of a waxy texture. Kristen's laughing at me because I'm never usually this serious.
Because no, you say you're taking oil from emus.
I feel bad about that, okay? But what I have started using that I really like is jojoba oil. So this is definitely more liquidy, as you can see. I just like it better. I find that it moisturizes better. So after I shower, because I don't shower with my plugs in, after I shower I just take those out. I clean my ear, wash it with like a natural soap. You don't want to use any of that stupid, like don't use Bactine, don't use Polysporin. I've heard people use Polysporin on ears, like why would you do that? Vaseline is not a good choice either, just because you would assume that Vaseline is a good choice, but it's not, because it'll just trap the bacteria in it, because it's not biofriendly, like it's not good for your ears. It'll clog your skin basically. So anything that naturally mimics like your body's sebum or any oils that your body will naturally produce, like jojoba oil or even holy butter. Both of these work. And if you haven't tried stretching with either of these, with any kind of lubricant, then you like give it a try, just because this is very expensive. This was like I think $6 at like my local JNC. This was $5 online. Like, they're not expensive, and this has lasted me up till now, and it's still not even done yet. Like, it's like half done. And this stuff has lasted me forever. So if you haven't looked into that, you could try that out. So now I'm just going to show you how to tape your plugs. So now I'm going to show you how to tape your ears. Frick yeah! So when you tape your ears, like I said, single flare tunnels are my favorite, and you can use 2 different kinds of tape. Not electrical tape. Oops. Not electrical tape, because electrical tape is not good. People either stick with Teflon tape or PDFE tape, which is just like this. It's plumber's tape. It has no adhesive on it. It's very thin. You can buy it from your local hardware store for like almost like, I think this cost me like $1.25 about. So, yeah, some people like PTFE tape. I personally hate it. It makes your ears stick, and they were dry, and the tape is just hard to control, because if you just look at it, it's just really flimsy, and like you can bend it and tear it, and I hate it. And it literally takes forever to reach 1mm with taping. Like, I gave up before that because I was like, no, I can't use this. So that's why when everyone's like, oh, try taping your ears, I was like, no, like I hate tape. Like, PDFE sucks. Boo. So I went to Spencer's in my local West Edmonton mall. Yeah, I got bondage tape. So this is a little hard to explain if your parents know what bondage tape is and they won't find a roll of it lying in your room like, hey, kid, why do you have bondage tape in your room? Well, parents, I'm kinky. Just kidding, don't say that. No, bondage tape is really good. It's no adhesive either. It looks like duct tape, which, I don't know, some people would be like, oh, you can use duct tape. Don't use electrical tape. My friend did it, taped up to a 1/2 inch. But electrical tape causes your ears to stick. It's drying. Like, it's just not good to have in close proximity with your body because your body's heat fluctuates. Plus you're in the water, you're in the shower, perspiration, all that kind of stuff. Just don't go with it. Honestly, this thing cost me like $10 and it's lasted me so long. And I taped up 2 millimeters in I think 3 weeks and I didn't even feel a thing. Like, it's great. So I'm going to show you how to tape with 1-inch tape. Okay, so I'm just going to take out my tunnel. So here's my O-ring. And here's my plug. So I'm just going to take off the layer tape that I already put on. So there you go. There's that. And I'm going to use my jojoba oil. Alright. So some people like to tape up with double flared plugs like this. I don't. Just because double flare, I'm always so scared that they're going to fall out of my ear because I don't find them to be very comfortable for prolonged wear. So, or some people like to use machine head plugs like this. This is not an Metal, by the way. This is a cheap knockoff an Metal. So they're just jeweled eyelets. So yeah, I don't like that either because single flare, you're gonna find your own preference. Some people like certain things, some people don't. So you're just gonna take your bondage tape here, like so, and you're gonna cut off a piece. I cut it vertically. Where are my scissors?
I thought they fell on the floor.
Did they? Oh, they did. How did you know that and I didn't? Okay, so here's your tape. I'm gonna pull it this way. So there's your tape. Ah! Here you go. The piece of tape. If you don't know how long it is, you can just, I don't know, measure it out. So everyone does it kind of differently. So now you're just gonna take your plug and your tape. And what you want to do, oh, I don't even know where I'm going. So press it down, and you want to be really careful with this part just because you don't want to leave any air pockets or holes on it. And when you get to a big enough size, it gets convenient because you can just stick your pinky in your plug and just tape that. Boom. Alright, so as you might be able to see, there's a little bit of extra, so you're just gonna trim that off. So make sure it's as tight as possible, and also when you shower, it's probably best to take out your plugs. If you're at a certain size or your ears are healed, you can sleep without your plugs in, so I'm gonna wait till I get to my goal size before I start sleeping without my plugs in, just because my ears do close more quickly than most. So your finished product looks like that, and it's kind of cute. So after that, just take a little bit of jojoba oil, massage your ear. Hey, look at my ear. Isn't that gross? I bet you think it's gross, hey? Kristen's looking at me.
Never seen your ear without the tunnel.
Yep. I think they're cool looking. Whee! Okay, so now that that's all lubed up, unless you want to use holy butter, in which case you can do that too. So I like to do that. If you have time after you shower, your ears have more elasticity, so you can just kind of massage them, bond with them, chill with them. I don't know. So I just put whatever's left over on the plug. And then you should be able to just slip that back into your ear. Like that. Try not to add more than one wrap of tape per wrapping session, or it depends on how fast your body heals to it. So that's also key indicator. So after that's there, I just like to turn it around a couple times to make sure the tape doesn't stick. And yeah, after that you're pretty much gold. So yeah, that's how you tape your plugs. Take care of stretched ears. In the wintertime, be more careful. Wear hats that have like ear flaps, especially if your ears are a lot bigger. If you have smaller ears, like 8 gauge or something, you don't have to worry so much about that. But if you have a lot of metal in your ears, I would say be careful with that. Just because there's no circulation underneath here, and you don't want to get frostbite on your ears, especially in Canada. So yeah, that's everything. If you have any other videos, like if you have any other questions for this kind of thing, you could leave a comment below and I'll try to respond back to you as fast as I can. Or yeah, if you like the video, subscribe, and I'll try to come up with something to put up. But yeah, so that's everything. So I'll see you guys later.